Good morning, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Scorpio, this reading is just whatever it needs to be for you. This is a happy birthday. Oh my goodness, we're finally at Scorpio season. Heck yeah. And it seems like, I don't know, time has jumped so fast this year, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like yesterday I was vacationing and now here here it is. It's Scorpio season, right? Depending on where you are in the world, things are getting cold. So Scorpio, this will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Always discern the messages, flip the roles as it applies. If you're here, you know the drill. Channel memberships are open. I noticed someone said like they were looking for the community thing, didn't see it for the channel memberships. Search around in there, and I forget where I found it at, but it was like real weird, and I'm trying to figure that out to make it more available and apparent. So check out the channel, go through all the tabs and whatnot. It should lead you into what you need to do for the channel memberships, okay? Also, someone had mentioned here not long ago that they did not get notification of the lives, or they're missing notifications. Apparently YouTube does things sometimes. So if you're not getting notifications accordingly, go in, I would say unsubscribe and resubscribe to the channel. So just kind of play with that a little bit. Technology is just that, technology, right? So just a heads up on that. I think I am caught up on emails for the most part. Some of you that have sent me some information, put it that way, I will be responding if you haven't heard from me. I like to take my time with those, okay? Or for those of you who are interested in personal readings, that is, readings are open and available. That information can be found in the description box below and the about section of the page. You'll see the email in there. Please reach out to me via email. Trying to work with the scheduling thing again, and it's still doing the same funky shit. So here we are. My schedule is not always the same, and that's where I'm kind of running into a conundrum. So we'll get it figured out one way or another, but because of the style or the time frames and such that I do for readings, they do vary, which I think is also part of the problem, but I do like to give you all many options as possible. And so I don't know, if it works, it works. It doesn't, it's whatever. So yeah, just email me and I will provide you with all the details. With that, Scorpio, you know, you guys have been such big supporters of this channel, and I'm so grateful and thankful to each and every one of you. Again, happy birthday to all of you. Scorpio, a couple of things that I heard from Spirit is time is an illusion. And somebody with some sinister shit going on for them. And Scorps, I feel like they're trying to drag you into whatever that is. Would it not be a Scorpio read without something like that? And would it not be Scorpio season without some bullshit? Right? Like, I don't know. It's like Scorpio, Spirit is saying your energy is vamped up and ready to roll. And in that, people see that, right? Like the energy and the aura that you put out there is something that others see. And I'm like, oh, Scorpio is feeling good. I want to feel good. I want to feel good with Scorpio. Is it attached to their ego and desire? Or is it attached to truly looking at Scorpio for who Scorpio is? Okay, so there's something about that. You know, maybe you show up and you represent a position, Spirit is saying, of like the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. And they're like, ooh, you know, look at Scorpio. Look at Scorpio doing the damn thing. Can I get some of that? Spirit says it's about time that people give credit where credit is due. But you also need to be discerning of who is to get that grace and, you know, the benefits of who you are, Scorpio. So I didn't have any set idea of how I was going to do this. So I think I'm going to jump into these two topics that Spirit brought up. Time is an illusion. Let's jump into that. And this sinister stuff, and then see whatever else is coming up for you at this time and what you need to know. So this, I'm going to call this a timeless reading. You know, sometimes I put time frames on these, just trying to keep it in a period of time. Spirit's advising me not to do that for this read. So with that, let's get down to the cards, Scorpio. Again, as always, I hope that you're all doing very well, and that things are going good, and you're celebrating you and living your best life, right? All right, Scorpio, Spirit, in regards to this time is an illusion. Spirit is saying we're making jumps. We're making big jumps at this time. And it's time, finally, Scorpio, that you do take these massive leaps of faith, is what Spirit is calling this. If you have never understood anything about yourself, either you are going through it, I really feel like you're going through it right now. You're going to start to understand a lot of things about yourself. And Scorpio, this could be tied to your will, your confidence, your courage, your tenacity, redundance. redundance of doing life on your terms as you should have lived it in the past. Okay, Spirit is coming through with some very specific stuff. Expansive growth, Scorpio. There you go. Number 8, this is your karmic return, or your karmic return. Your karmic rewards. This is your solar return. It says you are experiencing an infinite loop of expansion at this time, and that's pretty much what I just said before I put these cards down. Light codes. I think that when we talk about this time is an illusion thing, Scorpio, it is like a jumping a timeline. You know, it's like, I've had people ask me before, you know, what does that mean? What is a paradigm shift? What is a timeline jump? What is all of these things? I think the most basic way to put it for the collective as a whole, because everybody's experience with it is going to be different. Have you ever woken up one day and gone, my whole entire world feels different. I feel different. The people around me to me feel different. I feel like I've already surpassed this, or I'm over this, or I'm seeing things in a different way that I've never seen before. I feel like I'm on a completely different plane of life. There's your timeline jumps. Okay. Something within you, Scorpio, this feels cellular to me, has been activated. So whether this is having to do with past lessons, understandings of situations, I got the chills. Like you're gaining some, Spirit is calling it imperial knowledge. Okay. So you're gaining this imperial knowledge per Spirit. There's expansion that is happening as a result. You are playing with the energies that are coming forth for you. You're paying attention to what feels good. It feels very playful to me. Like, let's see what happens here. Let's give that a try. Let's address people in a certain way and see how they respond to where I'm coming from. It's almost like you've got your feelers out too, Scorpio. This is very unique to me because it's like, it comes through, Spirit showing me the High Priestess and the Hierophant, so the High Priest as well. And the way it's like walking into a room of people, okay? And you have maybe suspicions of something or whatnot, or you're able to foresee things happening or playing out. It's like you meet someone and you're like, I know this. Or Spirit is also saying for some of you, you could have recently had like, I don't know, dreams. Your dreams could be very, very significant right now. There's like something, Spirit's showing me the 4 and the 1 connecting in the dreams. To me and my numbers, 4 and 1 equal out of 5. That is change. That's divine change. It's fated change. It's things that have to change. You know, we could view change as scary. We can view change as a positive thing, right? Like we have to get uncomfortable so we can move into something. And they're showing me this 4 and this 1 coming together, like almost like in this dream state. And it's like this side of your brain maybe kicking out a 4, this side of your brain kicking out that 1. And it's like, it's coming together in this divine light that's just kind of connecting with Spirit, right? Anything above us as above, right? Everything as above us that we are connecting with. And it's coming back down into like, you know, you're in this, maybe this room of people, or, you know, a couple of people, and you have this suspicion, Spirit is saying, to behaviors, modality, or I don't know why modalities, but okay, like maybe it's the way they move, maybe the way they do something. Somebody that maybe has been far removed from a situation for some time, and you've had some kind of download or awareness that this person was going to eventually have to do something, or you were specifically going to have an interaction with this person. And I don't feel like that this is necessarily romantic. It could be. But this person or people, because I would say for some of you, you could be getting this on different levels, right? Different planes. Where you're kind of already knowing that something is coming in, or this conversation is going to take place. And through that, it's like you already know how this plays out. You already know that Spirit is calling it recognition is coming. And it's not that you're sitting in an egoic place. You are in a place of deeper spiritual awareness as to what's going to transform. It's like Spirit is saying it was only a matter of time. And I think that you knew that. It was just going and showing up in your daily life and allowing things to play out as they needed to, right? Divine timing, allowing everybody to have this experience, or this, even Spirit saying for some people around you, lack of knowledge, and they had to work their way through it, right? We wouldn't be as knowledgeable as we are if we hadn't had the experience to teach us. So I think you're kind of watching these people around you at this point, Scorpio, go through this experience, then coming into this conversation of, Spirit saying we did not place Scorpio where Scorpio was supposed to be. And I do feel like that we is the people around you, Scorpio. They could have underestimated your ability or thought that things were just going along as they should. Maybe you're dealing with a boss and there's, you know, intermediaries in the midst of this, or there's intermediaries in different ways throughout your life, right? Some in-between person where it's like you knew. And I don't feel like you've said a lot. Like, it feels very internal. You're not sharing this information. Again, High Priestess, some secrecy there with what's going on. But you have this deep innate knowing of the possibility of what is about to come and show up. And here it is. It's presenting itself in some form to you. So, you know, it's like this expansive growth is you being able to see far beyond the surface. Far beyond, you know, even days, Spirit is saying, days ahead, weeks ahead for some of you as to what's happening. So that deep spiritual enlightenment that comes in, that deep spiritual knowing that, you know, Spirit, some people just can't explain. They don't know how to explain it, but they just know that they know, right? So there is a connectivity point in Scorpio. I think that there are people that are close to you that you've left a remarkable impact on, or a remarkable example on. These people are people, Spirit is saying, and I got the chills, you're connecting with. They could be thinking of you, you could be thinking of them, and then all of a sudden you're like, I just thought of you, to call them up for whatever reason. I just thought of you the other day, and here you are, right? Or here's someone you haven't spoken to in months. I just was thinking about you, and here you are reaching out to me, right? So Scorpio, whether this is you or them, we're doing the reaching out. Like, there's a collective community of people coming back together because the job is not done. Whatever that means to you. This time is an illusion, is Spirit is saying there had to be time gaps to certain things. Like, you had to come together, learn something, particularly, you know, all right, Spirit, particularly allowing things to take place during a period of separation. These can be soulmates, friends, right? Your soulmates are not just romantic partners. The 12 on the clock. These are people who come from all walks of life that you've entangled yourself with for whatever purpose. Professional, legal, spiritual, therapy-wise, you know, whatever it might be, schooling. But now you're coming back together to complete the final task, Scorpio. You are, Scorpio, you are a massively expansive being in a world that internalizes everything outside of them that fogs their judgment, per Spirit. Beautiful and just over the top, right? Like, beautifully over the top. Scorpio, your awareness is kicking in, and this time and is illusion is like, you could feel like it was just yesterday for some of you that you had interactions. And I started off this reading saying, like, gosh, it's you know, almost November already. It's Scorpio season. I felt like I was just vacationing last week. And then for others of you, and even for you again, right? Like, certain parts of life may seem to be kind of like, whew, it all happens at once. Like, how did we get from here to here? And then you could have had an experience 3 years ago that when you think back about it, or whatever's coming up in regards to that, feels like it happened 30 years ago. In reality, it happened 3 years ago. You're seeing all these things kind of like alchemize, and I used the term the other day, I think, with a client. It's like the melting pot. Everything getting dumped into this melting pot, and it's like shuffling everything back up and going, here's where this goes now, here where that goes. You ever play Rubik's Race? It's like a game version of, well, I guess Rubik's Cube is a game version, right? But there's a game called Rubik's Race, and you're shuffling the pieces around real fast. You know, it's, you have the shaker, it lays out 9 specific, if I could talk, specific colors, and you race to get your board to look just like that, and you put this little thing down and go, look, here's the picture, I did it, who did it first, yay. Scorpio, this isn't a race, but it is mixing those pieces in color code, Spirit saying specifically color code, to get them to where they belong. So Spirit is adjusting, shaking up the things that are there so we can reorganize what's going on. So we get the full picture. When you lay that thing down, I know that there's 9 center blocks that you have to match. And then there's the whole rim on the outside, which I think ends up being like another 16 or something like that, or 16 or 20. But the 9 centered blocks are the ones that are important that you match up. Those 9 centered blocks, Scorpio, which speaks, Spirit saying also of independence, is what you need to know, what you need to see. This is you stepping into your glory of what the self looks like, Spirit is saying. They are coming in with big stuff today. I love it. Scorpio, alchemizing these lightning bolts, like the thunder and lightning. Like, what is it? I can't remember what it's called. You remember ever seeing, like, in the science realm, there's that electromagnetic ball in the center, and it's got, like, the light, like it's almost like static electricity that zips off of it. Scorpio, you're a conduit for that electricity that is flowing out into the world. You are a conduit for those people around you that are showing up past, present, and future. They feel the jolt of who you are and what you're bringing to the surface. And you don't even have to say anything. Big surprise, Scorpio. You walk into a room, boom, you have zero intention of demanding presence and attention, but yet you do. Simply because you're you, and it's what you're putting off to the world. Very simultaneous to everything else that has gone on before. And I don't know what that means for you specifically. But yet again, words like Spirit is channeling heavy today for me, 1616 on the clock. It's happening. You are that magnetic attraction point for everything in your world right now. You call it to be, and so it is, Spirit says. I love this for you. I love it. Like, I love their philosophical ways of coming in with the information, right? Like, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's see here. There's Aztec connotations too, Scorpio. So I don't know if there's a lineage there, but Aztec specifically as well. The ancient and Greek gods, Spirit is also saying as it to go with that. Water bearers, which if we're looking at the zodiac, it is Aquarius, right? But I feel like this has to do with Aquarius. I don't think this is in relation to an Aquarius, okay? But I also see the water bearers as the women back in these particular cultures that would carry that bucket of water on their head. Are you connecting the divine emotion through a space of intelligence on the intuitive side to connect to the gods? Again, what Spirit is bringing through. It's an infinite loop, Scorpio, and you are a part of the infinity, the infinite, whatever, of this existence. Very cool messages this morning, Scorps. All right, what is this for Scorpio? This expansive growth. I think we already touched upon that, but great big love. I just said the water is the water energy, the emotion. Are we connecting that? Great big love, Scorpio. There's another 8. You have 2 8s here and a 5. Very, very significant. I'm Mary, and just Spirit brought my attention to this illusionary energy that's coming through, and a Mary Motive says the same. Scorpio, again, you know, this is the adage of take my kindness for weakness. Do I look fucking stupid to you? Did I look like I was born last night? Let's talk about this, right? I really feel like the energy from this point forward shifts. Scorpio, the other thing Spirit just drew my attention to, this particular card that I use for Scorpio, right, when I'm drawing out readings and whatnot, again, you're the 8th zodiac sign. 808, expansive growth at this time for you. Happy birthday in that regard, Scorpio. And then 26 also breaking down to an 8. So Scorpio, 888. You're dealing with partnerships and connections. 20 breaks down to a 2. 22, which is a 4 as well, divisible by the same. And we're going to jump into that in a minute. Scorpio, behind that is a 13. Willing release. It is a closure. It is an ending that is coming in regards to a particular aspect of Spirit, fuckery, and foolery. They are on one this morning. This great big love, though, we're going to step back into this just for a hot second because I feel like Spirit's pushing me to move on. This is part of that expansive growth for you, Scorpio, and it is you opening up to the positive side of things. Like, who knew Scorpio could jump into the light? And as I say that to you, awakening genius in earth magic, Scorpio, you are a transformational being for all things pure and done in love. You're ready to write a brand new story. 111 here between these two, and then 36 is a 9. Seeing beyond. Talk about that foresight that I was speaking of, and there it is. Her third eye is on fire. Plain and simple. And I think for you, I think I sneezed. Oh, excuse me. I talked before, I think it was your reading, maybe. I remember saying this, but I don't remember whose it was, about a North Star. That is your North Node, Scorpio. Or you check out your North and South Node placements. Are you moving and making progress to that North Node of what you've come here to fulfill? This is divine purpose and inspiration by way of hope of what you give out to the collective. Good stuff. Very good stuff. And P.S., as I'm sneezing and stuffing now, you ever have those mornings that you get soap in your eyeballs? You're washing your hair? Yeah. So I'm not half whacked. I think I'm sneezing out shampoo at this point. Side note, Scorpio, right? You ever have one of those mornings? I had one of those mornings today. It's all good. All right. So Scorpio, there's the message on the time is the illusion thing. That's what Spirit was bringing in for you. I was like, you know what? Let's just check this out, right? Look at this. Number 5, you have 2 5s back to back. 5th dimension. Check it out. It's like Spirit, taste the rainbow, right? Look at that card. Taste the rainbow per Spirit. And do it over and over and over again, Scorpio. It says, you are ascending. Be gentle and nourish your human form at this time. Exist in a state of love, not fear. And I do. I really think that you're breaking some massive boundaries throughout Scorpio season for just expansive growth. You are creating this very deep temple within you, and it's astounding. Keep going. Keep going. Keep doing. Keep being, Scorpio. Keep growing. All right. So what is this? No reading without some fuckery in Scorpio's life. It would be a Scorpio reading, right? We would not expect anything less. Scorpio, how did I say it? That this person was creating illusion or something? That they are. A merry motive. Hung them out to dry. There's a song that talks something, I think it's country, I'm pretty sure, that talks about hanging them out to dry. Scorpio, as they say, give them enough rope, they're going to hang themselves. And I feel like I'm going to laugh. I'm going to be typical Scorpio here. When you give them that rope, you grab your popcorn. You sit back, not out of spite, right? Like, this is not spiting, wishing anything ill on anybody else. It's you having that hindsight and also having the foresight in both sides of this. That you can sit back, and it may take you a little bit of time to figure out these puzzles, these Rubik's Cubes of these people that surround you and what their intentions and or their motives are. But as you start to pick up on patterns, and then these are patterns too that you yourself have released, so you know that devil, right? You know that devil, whether this is a devil they're projecting out to you, or this is a devil that they themselves are dealing with in other scenarios. You know that devil, and you could spot it 17 miles away. You're like, I've done this, I've seen this, I've been there, I've conquered this. There's nothing that you can do and or say to me that I have not seen, experienced, done myself, good or bad, Scorpio. Let's be fair, like we've all got skeletons, and so on and so forth. And this person or these people, Scorpio, as their time is expiring, Spirit says. So, and I feel like that this is on an energetic level, Scorps, that this expiration, right? Their shelf life has come, or is coming in rather quickly, where they thought that they could kind of like mystify you, charm you. They think that their way of being inquisitive is making you feel whole. Okay? That you're, as I've said to you before, being heard, being seen, being felt, being acknowledged. In Scorpio, this exact face of, oh yeah, that's good. Sure. You're doing more than listening. It's not even absorbing. It's like you are calculating everything. And it's not that you're necessarily overthinking it. Now, some of you, if you're in that fear space, right, you could be overthinking things. So be mindful of that. But this is a programmed experience in which you have it within you because of past experiences in general that have taught you that when the math ain't mathin', it ain't mathin'. And I don't care how someone else chooses to slice it or word it or make it feel or sound. It's bullshit. And your bullshit meter right now, Scorpio, is like, it's never been more pristine. So I think you've got a couple people, Scorpio, call outs. You're calling them out. Scorpio, are you calling people out right now? Are you calling them out on their shit? Like, you've got this one side of the things that you foresee. It's like you're splitting the two right now. It's like, here's two molecules of Scorpio. Scorpio has this foresight of where they need to invest their energy and let things play out. And you're beautifully handling that. And then you've got this other part where I'm gonna open myself up, right, to a point, within reason, and experience these things, and give this person or situation the opportunity to show itself. And as it is, your human mind, the experience, right, of dealing with fear and ego, is going, well, I see this right from a mile away. I know what this represents. And for some of you, Spirit is also saying, you could have been trying to decode your own intuition about something. Spirit saying something about heartfelt rejection as well. So I don't know what that means for you. Going, no. Spirit, we don't play those games here. I don't know. We might be out of the Aries full moon, in part, right? Like a week out from it. But it's lingering, Scorpio. And, Mercury is your ruler as well as Pluto. I think something has lit a fire under your ass that calls out a lot. And there's a lot of that green. So again, heart space energy, earth energy coming in. The yellow. You're starting to feel good and you're feeling more solid in yourself as you view these people who are popping up with these fucked up motives, right? Call it for what it is. Let's see here, Spirit. There's the star. You got a couple stars here floating around, Scorpio. I like that. Divine alignment for anticipation of what is to come. Okay, per Spirit. Who are these people? What is this person? What is this situation that Scorpio is dealing with in regards to these illusions? Six of Pentacles. Two of Cups. there's my oh so sleazy Page of Wands. Go surprise there. Six of Pentacles. Two of Cups. That good old sleazy, which I do not like. The Page of Wands. Not my guy. Not in this deck. Trying to get you twisted up into a way of thinking that this is how we come together. And I talked about those partnerships, right? This was going to be about partnership. The 2 and the 22. And we've got the 2 of Cups showing up right away. 6 equally yoked, right? Like, oh, I'm going to give to you. You're going to give to me. Everything is balanced. Everything is fair. Ooh, Spirit, I'm not saying. We're just going to leave it at opportunistic, right? I've always said that to me is opportunistic. And Spirit is blatantly and brashly addressing the same. What is the 6 of Pentacles? This person, this situation, these people, because Scorpio, again, I said, there you come, Scorps. They're seeing you as this Queen of Pentacles. They could be wanting to be the other half of that Queen of Pentacles, right? The King of Pentacles, or the King versus the Queen, or whatnot. Page of Swords. Communication, paying attention. Some of them are really like, I'm going to call it sweet talking. If it feels like, in a moment, Scorpio, it could feel nice, right? Like, oh, okay. But it's like, once they repeat something, like obviously repetitively, if they repeat something over and over again, it becomes the idea of love bombing, Like, it's like that idea of too good to be true, Scorpio. I don't think you're waiting for the other shoe to drop necessarily. I think there's an awareness that if they're being too nice, it's even that coworker at work that's always giving you a shitty, snotty look every day. And all of a sudden, they come up to you and they're like, oh, hey, how you been? How's your mother? Why? Right? There's suspicious Scorpio going, what do you want? And I think as you're opening up, Scorpio, you're letting your guard down. Right? You are letting your guard down, going, I can open up to this. But as I open up to this, it doesn't mean that I forget everything that I've learned. I've learned a hell of a lot in my day. I don't let go of the lessons. So, you know, see, the Hierophant is a spiritual experience, right? The Hierophant is breaking tradition, or a traditional way of doing things prior to that. And Scorpio, you are opening up as this Knight of Cups. Opening up to the experience, loving it, enjoying it, being that new kid on the block, per se, that's stepping into this and feeling pretty good about that. But you're still dealing with people that are coming in very differently than you, and there's the need to guard your cup. I can be loving, I can be sweet, I can be kind to you, but I'm also going to lay down the law with the Hierophant. I'm going to put this into perspective for you if you think that I don't see. There is that lightning bolt again, Scorpio. It is a resurrection of your power, your personal power. And going, look at her wing. She's birthing a new life, a new way. She's got her cup set, and she's like, I'm good. I got a cup. And it's like, back in finding the right suitor, right? Like, let me put it that way. Finding the right suitor. Who is worthy and deserving of this cup? Because just not any Tom, Dick, or Harry is going to roll up in and get this cup. So you need to pause on that side of the fence and explain to me why you're worthy of me giving you that cup of love that I have. You're putting a halt on a lot of things, and you're upping the ante here, Scorpio. You're expecting more of the people that show up in your life. If you've been breadcrumbed for the last 20 years, you're like, fuck these breadcrumbs. No, there's that King of Pentacles. I talked about the Queen and the King. There's the Queen coming out sideways, the King of Pentacles right there on the split. Scorpio, you are living your finest life by detail, Spirit is saying. And your finest life is like the refined things as well. I keep hearing that word for you guys, refined. This is, it doesn't mean a life of luxury necessarily, but it's, what does luxury look like to you? Is it just sitting at home in your pajamas, like your most comfortable pair of flannel pajamas is your luxury? But you're doing what feels good to you, and it's like you're in that. Other people see that, and they want a bite of that, Scorpio. Okay? They want a bite of that. I just heard, what the hell? Like, guys, I don't know if they got a good night's sleep or what, but they're like, bite this. Like, I don't know what's happening today, but we're gonna go with it. I don't know. Could be dealing with a Virgo. Doesn't have to be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn again. Ace of Wands coming out sideways. Scorpio, you've put, 7 of Swords, the King of Cups. 3 of Wands. Scorpio, either somebody got distant with you, and there's that High Priestess sitting in the back of that. I thought somebody got distant with you, but I think it's the other way around, Scorpio. I think you've created a distance between you and somebody or something here. And it's like, you're leaving the door open just enough, I said, to see, right? It's like you're observing. There's this little window of sight that you're not necessarily playing with things. The possibility of whatever this was, whether this was work, a friendship, a romantic partnership, it's shrunken down. It's really like the window has narrowed on this, and learning to keep at a distance. Like, I'll peer through the window. I'll keep an eye on things, because there's obviously some sort of motive. And I don't even know if this person knows what the fuck their motive is, to be honest with you. Or these people, like, they're just, irritated. So, it's like a bear with a sore behind. Does he mean to snap at you? No, but his butt hurts and he's feeling some kind of way, right? There you go. But it's like you need to keep an eye on this, because as I say that, there's the 7 of Swords, and there's his eye, right, looking over things. Scorpio, you don't trust whatever this is, and I think for good reason, right? Because if somebody comes in and they show up relatively quickly, Spirit says, and then they relatively disappear, and then they relatively show up, if they're like a God-blessed yo-yo, you need to pay attention. 8 of Pentacles. I think they're good. Spirit, look, they're going to try to work their way back in. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. They're full of shit. Scorpio, you're working towards your 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. This person or situation, like, you've put the work in. You could be sitting at that 8. You are familiar with, the backstab, the betrayal, the endings. And I think that you've given grace to something. King of Cups coming out sideways to this person. Could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be. But Scorpio, you're walking away from this. There's that 9. I talked about the independent energy, the Fool here twice, the 10 of Swords. If you have to be very stingy, you're going to be very stingy with this person by way of communication. You could be dealing with a Gemini with that 10 of Swords showing up twice as well. 6 of Swords. Like, Scorpio, I don't even feel like with the 6 of Swords that you're necessarily leaving choppy waters. You're just sailing on. Like, this is like, I'm just going to keep going. I can pass you by. It's like being on a cruise ship and cruising past some islands that, that ship's not going to stop at, but we're going to hit the next one up. It's, you're looking at the scenery as you go by and going, not for me. Like Scorpio's window shopping. That friend, not for me. That job, not for me. That person, not for me. That place, not for me. It's like drive-bys. Was that, or not Maroon, who was that? Wasn't Maroon 5. Was it Third Eye Blind? It's saying drive-by. This is not a drive-by. I hear it, like, everything is groovy. Listen to that song. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, I feel like that song is the lack. It's like Spirit is saying that this person is promised to be a good friend and they're trustworthy, or this job is going to, give you the best dreams, or this romantic partner is going to have your back. Like, this is not a drive-by. Like, I promise it's not. And the fuck it ain't. Scorpio, whatever this is, like, you see this coming 30 miles away. And it's like they may disappear for a little bit, but then it's like they come back. It's like beating a dead horse, coming back and driving back into a brick wall. Like, dude, ma'am, miss, them, they, padre, whatever. Like, are you kidding me right now? Are we really doing this thing again? Have you not, like, Scorpio, you were sitting there like, what was it? Was it in The Lion King? Here we go. Me and my momisms. When Rafiki is watching Nala and Simba, I think that was it. Or was it Zazu? I don't freaking know. I have to go back and watch it again. But they're watching the two cubs play. Like, these two fools don't know what they're doing. I'm just going to sit back and observe and be like, I'm telling you, you're going to get hurt. Don't do that. And next thing you know, they fall or whatever it was. Scorpio, you're just watching this with this, like, seriously? This is what we're doing? Do we not know better by now in life? You're being, funnily, if that's a word, it is now, patient with his situation, and Spirit says, until you won't be anymore. So, you're truth seeker here, Scorpio. 6 of Pentacles. This particular, the 6 of Pentacles that comes out in the Kim Krans Tarot deck, I appreciate very much. As it is balanced, right? It's on both sides. This particular 6 of Pentacles, somebody is giving to somebody. And while I fully respect the Rider-Waite deck, and I see all these decks in various forms, each card, right, doesn't mean the same to me in each deck. This is somebody begging, and this is somebody giving. Scorpio, I don't even think that you were begging. I think that somebody saw you, like they could give you something, right? Like, they thought that they could win you over in giving somehow. And the tides have turned very quickly, the last 3 to 8 days specifically. Spirit is saying that the tides have turned, and now you're like, I've got the power. And I don't think that you're abusing that power by any means. It doesn't give me that at all, because you're patiently watching something take place. And just shaking your head, like, totally, like, seriously. Like, this, again, this is real. This is happening right now. Scorpio, sit back and make a comic book out of it and just laugh. Like, you're going to have a funny ass story to tell, I don't know, the next romantic partner, or when everybody is sitting around the table bitching about something, you're like, oh, let me tell you about this person. Ha ha ha. I'm going to talk about, the comment of the year, or the, schmoozing that this person did. Like, this took the cake, right? 3 of Wands in the reverse. I do feel like they're going to try to make some kind of loop-de-loo. Scorpio, you could literally walk by this person and pretend. There's the 10 of Swords again. You could literally walk by this person and pretend that they don't exist. It's like they're dead to you. Like, that's where they've put themselves Oh my gosh. Scorpio, they run off to another person, another situation, whoever they feel is going to be in their corner, whoever they can materialize and weaponize for their purpose, is what Spirit is saying. And by way of that, you know that this is not going to go in their favor. The Justice card, it's not going to go in their favor. It doesn't become well balanced when you're trying to take something that doesn't belong to you, whether it's energy, time, or resources, or you just being stupid. Scorpio, I do feel like you're dealing with multiple people here. It's just not one. You do have somebody else tied to a situation that, Scorpio, there is a trifecta here, I think, in two different ways. And, third parties, again, it's anything outside of you. But I do have three people specifically on the table. A King of Swords tied to a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Cups. So we've got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we've also got Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Does not have to be those signs. We also got the beautiful Devil sitting damn smack center here with Capricorn energy. Scorpio, I do want to say to you that if you're dealing with somebody who you have broken ties with, who shows up in the I'm going to call it the narcissistic sense, right? I don't take that word lightly, where you have made boundaries with this person in the past. You've had to, I think by December, somebody else is making very similar boundaries with this person as well. And where there could have been a blockage between the two of you, I think that this person is kind of coming in offering some kind of, Spirit says words of wisdom, but I think it's funny because Scorpio, again, you've written the book. It's like, oh, you just now see what I saw, 16 years ago. Let me fill you in. And P.S., I don't need your help. And Scorpio, I don't think you're doing it to be a shithead by any means. It's just like, I've left that time in my life behind. I mean, maybe, I don't know why I want to say this. Maybe you've had a bad experience with a father figure. And you cut ties with this person. You cut ties with your father years ago. And then somebody shows up and is like, hey, give them a chance, and you don't understand, and you're like, no, F them and F you too. And you break ties, and for 3 years, this time goes by, or 16 years, because I also used that number, you just disconnect, and then all of a sudden they reappear, and they're like, Scorpio, can we talk about this? And I think I said something like this similarly not long ago, so you guys are all in different timelines, right? You're okay with hearing it out. Actually, I think you're kind of enjoying it on the shadow side a little bit, Scorpio. I'm not going to lie. You're enjoying hearing it out. But you are not participating. Like, you fight your own battles, I'll fight my own. Because right now I'm sitting pretty. And I'm ready to take on this new life. I have healed past this. I have closed this cycle out. Scorpio, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have left behind the sorrow and the sadness. You have moved away from that and completed a whole journey for yourself that says, this is not for me. The regrets, the sadness, the disappointments, the defeat that I felt at that time in my life is done. So now it's your turn. The torch has been passed to you for you to have this experience, and you want me to support you in that experience after you couldn't support me because you just didn't want to see you. You had the rose-colored glasses on. World card, completion, watch showing that, right? Scorpio, you have healed, you have learned, you have opened your heart after these experiences, and you are taking a full, bloody leap of faith. You are stepping out with massive knowledge, because this is not your first time around the sun. You are taking that wisdom, and you are minimalizing everything else, maybe personal belongings, heart space bullshit, fear, judgment, worries. You're minimalizing all of those things and going, whatever comes is coming, and I'm ready to roll. Open up the doors of opportunity, Spirit. Let's do this thing. And this stuff does not work in that new realm, and you are fully aware of that. I'm letting it all go. So when people show up from the past going, oh, I'm going through this now, you want a pity party? What do you want me to do for you? Because I got nothing to give. I'm not interested in investing in this shit. Scorpio, you're going to know exactly who this is. You're going to know exactly what it was. And you're going to show up not for anybody else, but for yourself in the ways that you need to, if at all, in these situations. But most of you are moving on and far past all of this. If that is not the gift of a lifetime for you, for your birthday, I don't know what is. I'm going to call this the best birthday gift ever. That you can disconnect from all this, move on into something beautiful, 4 on the clock, have this deep space of expansion and move on with your head held high in full boss mode, it's phenomenal. And I'm super excited for you. Foresight and wisdom is at the forefront of everything you're doing and moving into. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Scorpio, I was going to get into more, but I feel like Spirit's just going, leave it there. Leave it alone. There is nothing else, at least not for this video. Take it in little by little. Scorpio, again, leaving it there. I hope that this was helpful for you. Happy birthday to all of you. Drop your birthday in the comments, right? Let us know when you're celebrating your day. Personal reads are open and available. Again, information is found in the description box below and the About section of the page. Channel memberships are open. And I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you in the comments and the likes and in the shares. For those that have donated, thank you. Could not do it without all of you. And I'm thankful that I'm able to provide this space and this community for us to come together and do the damn thing. All right, Scorpio, take care. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.